Hello guys, welcome to this video tutorial. This is Sohail Abbasi from Merit Pros. Let's get started.
People might ask this question, right? People might be thinking, what is this CI/CD? Why he's always talking about CI/CD, CI/CD all the times? Fine. Let me tell you this, what is CI/CD? I'll keep your thoughts very clear. For example, let's say you are working on Facebook application, right? Someone gave you the task to work on Facebook application. Now, in this Facebook application, let me open this. So, for example, you're working on Facebook application and there someone gave you the task that you have to work on login page. You have to develop the login page. As a developer, you're working here, right? You added one field called username. You added one more field called password and you added one more field called login. And now you realized, all right, it's already 7 o'clock in the evening and you have to leave the office now. Fine. What you will do? You will simply commit this code in your Git repository, whatever the code you have. And let's say you have created a job in Jenkins, right? Now what this Jenkins does, Jenkins will execute this code where you are having username, you are having password, you are having login button. It will check this code. If there is any problem in this code, it will notify you that boss, your build is failed because of this reason. This is the report. Fine. Tomorrow you come to the office, right? You took this code from the repository. Now you're not going to write anything else. What you are doing, you are simply going to add some more code in your existing code. Yesterday you wrote username, password, login. Today you are going to write forgot password link. You are going to add footer links. You are going to add header links. You are going to add register user option here also, right? Now username, password, login is already there. Forgot password, register user, header links, footer links, you will add today. After adding this code in your existing code, you are going to commit this code again where? In the Git, and then you left your desk. Jenkins will execute this time your username, password, login. At the same time, it will execute your forgot password, register user, footer links, and header links. Third day you come and your manager says, oh, all right, you're done with login. You said, yes, I'm done with login. Then he says, all right, let's go ahead and work on profile page. Now what you're going to do? You are going to take the same code from the repository once again, and you are going to add some more code in this part. Now your username, password is already developed and tested. Your footer links, header links developed and tested. Whatever the code you are going to write today, once you commit this code in the repository, it will be committed there, it will be tested there by the Jenkins along with your remaining code which you have written in the last 2 days. This is what we call continuously you are integrating the code. Continuously you are adding more and more code in your existing code base, right? This is what we call continuous integration, and it's not about one time in a day. If let's say you want to add your code multiple times in a single day, what would you do in that case? You will going to add the same code again and again and again there, right, in the repository, and Jenkins will going to execute all of this code multiple times in Jenkins. So when you have to add multiple times code in a same day code base continuously, this is what we call continuous integration part. Let's proceed further. When we talk about continuous integration and continuous development, right, this is the whole process. You see, this is a never-ending loop, right? So it starts from here. If you see, it starts from here. It goes like this, like this, like this, like this, and then it comes here once again. It starts from code, test, deploy, monitor, build, again come to code, right? Code, test, deploy, monitor, build, again come to code. Continuous integration, you are keep coding, you are testing, you are deploying, it is going into the package, monitoring the things. If there is a problem, making a build, after this sending it back to the code. Then again it will write the code, it will be tested, code will be tested here, will be deployed here, will be moved into the source code or packaged from here, monitored here, will be made as a build here, and then again send it back to code. So this is the never-ending cycle. It is just keep going. This is what we call continuous integration, continuous development. You are keep integrating the code. You are keep developing the code. You are putting it in the same structure. It's like, you know, construction of a high-rise building. Today you made 2 floors. Tomorrow you're not going to make 2 different floors. You are going to add 2 more floors and then 1 more floor. then 2 more floor. Like this, you are going to make a high-rise building, right? This is what we call continuous integration, continuous development. If there is some problem, go ahead and fix in the already developed floor. If everything is fine, go ahead and add some more floors over there. So from practical life example, you can take the high-rise building where you're just keep integrating the buildings over the buildings, over the floors, over the floors, over the floors, like this, right? So this is continuous integration, continuous development. In the end, you will be having this high-rise building. Similarly, in the software terminologies, in the end, we'll be having a perfect, bug-free, working conditional softwares for the product, for the client. Let's proceed further. Why we use CI/CD? We have already discussed this point. Let me explain you quickly. Developers can push the code into production like staging environment, right? Multiple times push the code, not into production only, but also in test environment, but also in stage environment, in cert environment, in qual environment. It's up to the requirement of your client, requirement of your team, how many environments you need there. So developers can push the code there. Then practice test-driven development to always keep the code in deployable state, right? So what you have to do basically is whatever the code you are putting there, we are pushing and committing there, right? This code is always in the deployable state, which you can simply deploy onto the production and it will be available for all the people. Work in small iterations. You don't have to wait for multiple months. For example, 4, 5, 6 months to deploy your code. Every day you can deploy it. So in the small pieces, you are delivering your code. Architect the system in a way that supports iterative releases. Iterative releases means you can have releases in 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Releases simply means you are just adding some extra pieces of code in your production environment. Anyone can deploy any version of the software to any environment on demand, just at a push of a button, right? How we will do this, I will show you. Then developers to merge their changes to the main code branch many times per day. We have discussed this point that if you're working as a developer, you want to push your code multiple times, you can do that. And each code merge to trigger an automated code build and test sequence. So Jenkins, what it will do, it will simply take the code and then it will simply merge it, execute it, and sending you the reports.
Thank you for watching this video. Hope the covered topics will help you in your career development and growth. See you in our next video.